You're listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Welcome, beloved listeners and luminous travelers. You've found your way back to this voice, to this circle, to this moment. And that alone tells me your compass is still working. I'm Beck, and this is another Lumina Transmission, a message received through the veil to help you realign, remember, and rise. And today's message is all about alignment. Not the trendy kind, not the buy this course and you'll find yourself kind. I mean true alignment, the inner compass, the deep knowing beneath the noise. And I'm so grateful to say, Rachel is back with me today. Rachel, welcome home to the mic.
Feels good to be here, Beck.
It's good to have you. I missed you lots.
I know. I missed you too.
Aww. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, but still something felt off? Like your soul had quietly stepped out for air?
Yeah, and this is something I feel like Joe Dispenza talks about too. And I'm going in like a health-wise. You can eat all the right foods, do the right exercises, and continue doing everything perfect in that way. But if your soul, spiritually, if you are not right, you're still going to endure some kind of imbalance in your body.
That's what we're diving into today. Not necessarily the food part, but the imbalance. Because in a world so good at pulling us off course, this message isn't just helpful, it's vital. Let's begin with the pull. Every day, something calls us away from ourselves. Sometimes it's loud. Social media, urgency, fear, the constant invitation to compare, conform, consume. And sometimes it's subtle. A teacher who means well but isn't your guide. A path that looks spiritual but leaves you spinning. A dream that used to fit but now feels tight. Even the most sensitive souls, especially the sensitive ones, can start tuning to everything but themselves. The world shouts. Your truth whispers. We live in an age of megaphones, where resonance is often mistaken for volume. But your inner compass, it doesn't shout. It doesn't scroll. It waits. It hums. Rach, have you ever had that experience where something looked aligned on the outside, but felt totally wrong on the inside?
I think when you're going through life and you pick your career that you want to do and you do it for a long time. And then all of a sudden it kind of just feels like it's not satisfying your soul anymore. And you start to branch out and reach out and seek something that is actually healing and helping, and what you were aligned with before doesn't align with your values or what you're meant to do. I've experienced that.
Sometimes what we follow isn't our truth. It's just the loudest voice in the room. But truth is quiet. It glows, and it never demands to be followed. It just is. So how do we find our way back? The truth is, your compass has never stopped working. But when you're surrounded by interference, you forget how to feel it. This compass lives inside your breath. It lives in your chest, behind your ribs, in that quiet space that expands when you stop trying to fix, follow, or figure everything out. It's not a belief system. It's not even a plan. It's a frequency. And you already know it. You've known it since before you were born. Here's how you tune in. Place your hand over your heart, or just gently listen within. Ask the question, not with panic, but with presence. Is this mine? Let the silence answer you, because silence is where the truth lives. Rach, when you ask yourself that, is this mine? Have you ever received an answer that surprised you?
As in hearing a direct answer back that's like, no, Rachel, this isn't yours. No. But when you really go outside of yourself and you observe what's surrounding you, take for instance, my algorithm on TikTok was a lot of chaos, and it was feeding me a lot of fear, like something bad's going to happen, this is going to happen, doom and gloom. And it was people freaking out all the time. And I kept getting that. And then I felt myself slowly getting addicted to the feeling of the fear and chasing it, feeling just very nervous and stressed out on the regular. And I realized it was because of that. So I literally had to dismiss people that were saying that, because they'd say it and then all of a sudden nothing happened. And I'm like, I gotta stop feeding into that. So pushed it away. And I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to myself. The fear gets the attention. It gets the views, just like the news.
The compass doesn't care what's popular. It doesn't care what people expect. It doesn't even care what version of you made the original plan. It only cares about where your soul is pointing now. And when you follow it, you begin to feel like yourself again. Realignment isn't about shame. It's not about fixing anything that's broken. It's about returning to what you know is true. You'll know you're drifting when you feel constant tension in your chest, restlessness that no amount of scrolling soothes, a yes that sounds like a no in your body, resentment instead of joy, exhaustion even after rest. So how do you come back? You disconnect from noise, you step away from opinions, even the ones wearing angel wings. You touch the earth, you breathe back into your body. You speak the words, I realign with what is mine. Have you ever had to say no to something that everyone else thought you should say yes to?
A lot of times there's been situations, and it kind of pushes me out in that lone wolf type of vibe, because everybody jumps on a train. It's like everybody's doing it, and then the other person does it, and they're all feeding each other the attention and praise because they're doing it. And then there's me when I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Sorry. What I was kind of talking about with you earlier, you put a mirror up to somebody and they see people maybe who didn't want to do something, did it and regretted it. And I'm the one who didn't because I stayed strong to my values. They're kind of resentful towards me because I didn't, and they wish they did. And I guess that's their problem, not mine.
You followed your compass. The Lumina reminds us, your alignment will not please everyone. And that is a sign that you're on the right path. Remember, boundaries are not rejection. They're course corrections. You're not lost. You're just being invited to return. If you've been feeling off lately, pulled by things that don't feel quite right, know this. It's okay. It means your compass is working. It means you're noticing. Now is the time to check in, not with the world, but with you. This week, ask yourself, what is truly mine to carry? Where have I outsourced my truth? What does alignment feel like in my body? Not in theory, but in practice. And say it aloud if you need to. I am returning to my truth, and the world can adjust accordingly. Because the Lumina speaks this final message for today. When you return to your truth, the world begins to rearrange itself around your frequency. You do not chase clarity, you become it. Rach, I'm so glad you were here for this one.
Me too.
What's your final reflection before we close this circle?
It's for everybody to realize how powerful each and every one of us truly is. We all have something within us. There isn't just a sporadic, random born gifted person. Some people just have those gifts out faster than others. But know that we all have it, and it's a choice, especially if you're listening to this now. It is a choice now whether you want to pursue opening that part up or keeping it shut in. But the more you try to suppress it, it's going to hurt you. So open up. It can be a little scary because it's new. It's something you haven't experienced, and it's not something you can just find in a textbook that can tell you XYZ, because we're all snowflakes and individuals and we all have a unique experience. But I implore you to just open up to it. That's why we're here.
To everyone listening, we're walking beside you, step by aligned step. If you've been guided by this message, share it, speak it, live it, and know we see you. You can find us on Instagram or YouTube, or simply whisper your truth into the night. The right ones always hear it. Till next time, stay grounded, stay sovereign, stay aligned, and above all,
return to your compass. It's been waiting for you.